Introducing Dr.Damages.
Welcome to the show. My name is Dr. Damages. We are coming to you from the greatest city in the world,
New York City.
Yes. New York City is so great that Nigeria has indicated interest in importing New York doctors to Nigeria.
What?
Oh yeah, the federal government of Nigeria wants to import doctors from New York, from America, and from Europe. You know what they are going to do? They're going to replace Nigerian doctors who are running away from Nigeria to New York, to America, and to Europe.
Wow.
It sounds like I'm making this up. No, I'm not making it up. Look at the headline. Yep, Nigeria will import doctors from Europe and America. I will pause for you to laugh.
And by the way, you'll never have another president like me.
No, you're allowed to laugh. My friend, why are you playing? What is it? Wait, why are you playing that video now? Allow people to laugh. You're playing the... Oh! Unless you are saying that we will never have another president like the one in Nigeria now. The one doing all these things. Can you imagine that? So no more importation of rice. No, they don't want rice. But we are adding doctors to other things that we still import into Nigeria. Things like, we import toothpick, petrol, pencil, and common sense. That one doesn't come in a lot. I don't know why the containers are not coming in, the common containers of common sense. Now, for a government that talks about self-sufficiency to resort to importation of doctors, it is obvious that our native doctors are not doing well. I'm talking about native doctors like Chris Ngige, Bukola Saraki, Junaid Mohammed, and Sheikh Gumi. They have failed to satisfy the needs of 200 million Nigerian patients. That's why the government has no option but to import doctors. But what about the Cuban doctors? They used to be imported into Africa. You remember? In Angola, in Nigeria, everywhere. I guess since Fidel Castro died, they have learned to say, no, thank you. thank you. But I was very surprised, to tell you the truth. I thought that the alternative medicine practitioners that we have in Nigeria, like Prophet T.B. Joshua, Pastor Adeboye, Bishop David Oyedepo, Apostle Suleiman, all those are healing, miracle-performing pastors, men of God, that they will fill the gap. I thought they were doing well, healing people, raising people from the dead, until I saw this. Yes, and this one. Oh, yes, and this one. Yeah, you see, your eyes were not, you were not seeing double. What am I saying? Double. No, that wasn't what was happening. No, that wasn't what was happening. This is a woman with disfigured bones in her hand, being healed by 4 different pastors. And they all performed the miracle. You see, she must be a kind of traveling miracle healing ambassador. Are you not surprised? They have ambassadors. Apparently, she was in high demand in her healing industry. Because she was good at what she does. Very good. She does it very good. See, she moves the hand very well. This is exactly what I tell kids of today. If you are good in what you do, you won't lack work. Recruiters are always on the lookout. You are the one that will be tired of going to work. If you are good, they will get you. So I have few recommendations for our government as they import doctors. I'm just doing this as public service. I want them to add the following items in the container that they will use to ship the doctors to Apapa Wharf and to the dry wharf in Kano or Kaduna. I don't know where that one. Number 1, they need to add 24-hour electricity. You know what I mean? There has to be power now. Imported doctors cannot work in the darkness or with lantern. Number 2, clean drinking water. They have to import that too with the doctors because they're not going to drink pure water. They're not going to drink pure water, Number 3, cooking gas pipeline into their homes because imported doctors are not going to be carrying around cylinders all over the place looking for gas. Number 4, good roads for their Lamborghini. You see, if Lamborghini could talk, it will abuse all these Nigerians who bring it into Nigeria and let it drive on these bad roads. One day it may talk. Okay, number 5, unadulterated red wine. You don't expect doctors you're importing from America or Europe to drink those mixing things, the things they mixed up in those wine that you sell in Nigeria. Number 6, this is very important. Policemen and women that wear shoes and not slippers. Policemen and women who act in a professional way and do not stop doctors from performing surgery on gunshot wound of patients. You know what I mean? That is very key. If you tell them not to perform surgery on people who were shot, brought into their hospital, they will leave. And number 7, if there is still space inside the container, I would recommend that they add common sense. You can never have enough of it. In fact, I think there's a fee. Something is stopping people from importing common sense into Nigeria. Something, maybe there's what do you call it? Levy. Something like a fee or something. Import duty. Something. You should look into that. Anyway, if you have skills, you are in high demand. If you do not, the people who have skills will use you. They will use you. Which brings us to European leaders rushing to Nigeria for a summit. Did you hear that?
No.
That President Muhammadu Buhari of Nigeria has summoned European leaders, all of them, for a summit at Obudu Ranch in Cross River State. It's happening. Do you know the date? I think it's next year, February. All European leaders are coming with a begging cup in hand, like their marjories. Okay. I should stop playing. I think I play too much. So, President Putin of Russia summoned African leaders to Moscow, and they all lined up and moved to where? Sochi. Wait, did you see them? The other time, it was the French president that summoned them, and they went to Paris. China did the same thing. They all went there. India had their own summit with African leaders. Very soon, Hungary will summon African leaders, and our leaders will go and answer. You see, African leaders, obviously, they have no shame. Look at them. Look at them licking Putin's behind. Sorry. I mean, smiling sheepishly as they shake Putin's hand. Look at them. But what do they want from Russia? They want Russia to give them loans, give them arms, and buy their raw materials. They also want Russia to build infrastructure. It's always the same thing for them. These are exactly the same thing that they were looking for from China, from India, from France, and from America. Didn't someone say that the definition of madness is doing the same thing and expecting a different result? Yeah? If you think the terms of the loans and infrastructural works that China does in Africa are terrible, welcome to Moscow. Welcome to Moscow. Moscow will give you something wonderful. Nonsense. You see, 70 years ago, when China decided to leave the third world and join the advanced world, it did not go begging. China didn't go to America to beg. China closed down its country and launched what they called a cultural revolution. Ooh, no, revolution. No, not in Africa. Nonsense. That African countries are independent countries. If you doubt me, watch Dr. Chihombori-Quao, a Zimbabwean-born, US-trained Ghanaian doctor who became African Union ambassador to the US in 2017. Watch her in action.
As we're leaving the continent, between 1958 and 1961, France did something that was just downright terrible. Made the African leaders sign what they call the Pact for the Continuation of Colonization.
Get out of here, madam. What? Pact for the continuation of colonization?
What?
Yeah, I'm surprised. And they signed it. Okay. I'll calm down. What is in the pact? Let's hear madam.
First, the French said, well, you see, we built a few schools, a few roads, a few hospitals, taught you about the fork and knife and sitting on a table and eating with utensils. We're going to call that the colonial debt. And for that you shall pay to perpetuity.
Wait a minute. What colonial debt? Did anyone ask the colonial countries to come to Africa? Did we ask them to come? Should I now charge America for wasting my productive years in New York City? Is that what they are saying? And what about all the things that they stole from Africa? Some of which are still there in their countries. Let me calm down. Let me know. For now. Dr. Ambassador, continue.
In addition, you will deposit 85% of your bank reserves with the Minister of Finance, the French Minister of Finance. Collectively, the Minister of Finance, the French Minister of Finance will take all your deposits.
What? No.
It was 85% back then. It's now down to about 60. The French minister will invest that money in the French stock exchange under the French name. You may or may not know the returns.
Woo.
Today, France is taking out of Africa, Francophone Africa, over $500 billion. Over $500 billion.
Bah. Chime. To fear what?
We, the Africans, the poor countries, we are giving France over $500 billion a year. Year in, year out. And no one is talking about it.
500 billion a year to France.
No.
Can you believe that? Do you know that that money, 500 billion, is more than the budget of all the African countries put together?
What?
Oh yeah, I feel like punching the wall now. I just stop me. I feel like punching the wall. Anyway, but before I do, let's hear the man. Let's hear her well because I'm going crazy. Continue, madam.
Should any of those countries wish to access some of their own money that they deposited with France, they have to submit their own financial reports for the country. And if approved, they can only access up to 20% of that money as a loan at commercial interest rates. Figure that one out.
What? Figure what out?
They were also told that if you need any military equipment, you can only purchase it from France. Your military can only be trained by France. That France will have military presence in your own country and can invade you without notice should they feel French interests are being violated.
Can you believe it? Can you believe this? Okay, that's it. I'm done. I know what you are thinking. Why hasn't African leaders done something about this? About the pact? Why? Well, Madam Ambassador has an answer. Watch.
Coups that took place in Africa. 7 of them are documented as having been orchestrated by France, and 7 of those involved an African leader being assassinated during a coup. And those coups were done precisely because those African leaders, those Pan-African leaders, were trying to pull out of the pact for the continuation of colonization.
You see, Madam went on to say that we, the people, are often used to perpetuate that situation. You know, we are being used without us. No, we don't know. We just talk. We don't know. Because we don't know the story. You know. Finally, I have found it. I found who did this to us. It's nobody but us. It's us. We are the ones who did it to us. Most people may not know that, but when the British granted Nigeria independence, they tried this nonsense with Nigeria. They called it military pact. You know, it was actually signed, and 1 year after it took effect, the Nigerian students at UI led a protest against it, and it was abolished.
Wow.
Oh, they did. That was then when Nigerian students know what was going on in their country and when they cared. That was before Big Brother Niger and the MMM and the Yahoo deals. Those were the good old days, not these days. Our students, they don't care. Anyway, bring back Madam Ambassador.
So when it's all said and done, our understanding of what is really going on in Africa, what is really making Africa end up where Africa is where we need to begin.
You see, it's up to us to inform ourselves as the first step and to collectively do something about it. I said do so. Why are you showing that? I said do something, not continue to suck up to all these people, the French president. As for Madame, she was recently the U.S. African Union ambassador to the United States. And she was fired. Yeah, by Chad, the ambassador of Chad. He was fired from that position by Chad, the president of the African Union. They call it for undiplomatic utterances. Oh yeah, undiplomatic utterances. Like what I do here is undiplomatic. Do you need me to say it? It must be on France's order. It has to be. I tell you. I look forward to when French President Macron, him, will arrive Nigeria for the European summit with Nigeria. The one that Buhari is calling for. We are going to give him an earful. I said give him I didn't say we are going to dance with him or let him play drum for us. You see, if Nigeria is getting $500 billion a year from America, I will dance with Rosenbach. Yeah, like French president. I will. 500 billion. I will do that. Anything. Nonsense. I leave you with this feel-good story. It is called Henry Goes to School. Eze goes to school, Ali goes to school, Henry goes to school. Yeah, Henry Suubi is a poor kid, third in a family of 8, from a village in Uganda. He did well in high school and gained admission on scholarship into Makerere University in Uganda. It is the Harvard of East Africa. So on his first day on campus, when his fellow students were being dropped off, by their parents, and he was carrying his luggage, an empty metallic zinc box, and a Ghana must go bag. Look at the picture. One snobbish Ajabota took a picture of Henry and posted it on social media to kind of make fun of him. The emojis that he used to post that seem to be saying, how did this one end up in our prestigious university? This boy looks like someone heading to a market in a village to sell rat poison and rotten melon. That was the kind of emoji he was using. The Ajibota of a guy was going for likes and comments. And he was getting a lot of likes and comments. A Ugandan BBC reporter saw the post and wrote about it. It touched so many people. Businesses and companies have come to support Henry. He has an engineering internship even before he started the first day of class. People are running around to help him. He now has a restaurant that offered to give him food for the rest of the 3 years or 4 he will stay in the university. Businesses are supporting his education. People are donating clothes to him, laptops, and smartphones. Even the French ambassador to Uganda has been moved by his story, and he's offering to pay for his trip to Paris so that he will see the world. I hope that when Henry gets to Paris, that he will look around at some of the things that the French people built for their children and their grandchildren from money that they stole from Africa. And I hope that he will grow up to do something about it. It is up to his generation to save Africa. The ones that you see now, the ones that are in power, in charge, they are wasted generation. Anyway, here's my concern for today. It's taken from page 419 of the book, The Making of a Stable Genius by Rumi. And it says, yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today, I am wise, so I am changing myself. Is it not deep? Yesterday I was clever and I wanted to change the world. Today I am wise and I'm trying to change myself. Until next week, I'm Dr. Damages. I diagnose.
You hear yourself.
Wow, I didn't know I had audience until the end. All right, thank you so much for watching, and please, as I always beg, subscribe. We have to get to. Okay, our target is we have to get to 20,000 by December. Yeah, it has to happen, otherwise we'll be in trouble. YouTube will not even reply my email. They don't reply emails of people who have less than 20,000. I'm telling you. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, I'm Dr. Damages. Do high fees damage your wallet when you send money home? I've got the damage control. Use Wave for no fee transfers. Remember the promo code DOCTOR for $5.